Hey guys, it's Lemon Jose, and I know we said we were going to be changing genres, but I had to make this video. And that is Little Nightmares.
Little Nightmares, a game that I hear the greatest praise for from literally everybody I know who has played it. This game has become sort of an indie classic, like Undertale. Everybody knew what Little Nightmares was. However, I had no idea what the game was even about or what kind of game it was. I never played the game before now until this video. Is this thriller platformer as good as everybody makes it to be? Well, let's find out. This game's story is the most confusing fucking thing I have ever played. It makes Black Ops 3 look like the simplest story in the world. It's that confusing. Apparently the person that created the game said he didn't want to tell the story of the game. Sort of like Five Nights at Freddy's in a way, where Scott gives hints of his story, but it's mostly based on theories from people on YouTube. With some things being canon and some being absolutely off the fucking mark. I usually like these kind of stories, but the problem with this game is that the story is very confusing on its own. Like, very, very confusing. I don't even know where to start with this story. At least with FNAF, most of the story points are obvious as fuck, like Purple Guy killing the children and stuffing them into the suits, or that the Purple Guy is Springtrap, or that Henry's daughter is William Afton's first victim. This shit is obvious because of either context clues where you actually need to use your brain, or the game just literally fucking tells you this shit. But with Little Nightmares, the story is almost 100% up to interpretation, and this is basically the gist of what I got. The main character is a 9-year-old child called Six. She wears a raincoat that gives me Pennywise vibes. Seriously, did anyone else feel the same way? Anyway, Six is stuck in this ship called the Mall, and she wants to escape. While she's trying to escape, there are these weird-ass creatures, such as this long-armed blind dude with a sharp nose, who has other small people trapped in cages, by the way. I don't know what's up with that, but okay. I have a slight theory that maybe we're slaves or something, and he's, like, selling us, but I have no evidence to back this up other than this. But Six kills that blind fuck and takes both his arms. Then she goes up to the kitchen, and there's a fat cook with his wife. And they're trying to eat Six! She escapes and makes it to the outside of the ship, and makes it higher up. There are some fat fucks walking into some place in the background, and some of them are wearing fucking demon masks. What are they gonna do? Have an orgy? They are also trying to eat Six any chance they get. Seriously, why is Six so delicious to them? Oh, and also Six kinda has a hunger problem. She has these sections in the game where she is starving and usually eats food nearest her, such as bread, meat, and even a live rat. Okay, that's not creepy at all. And there are also these cute little cone head things that follow Six around the whole game. Six is starving once again, and one of the cone heads wanted to give her a sausage, which is the most wholesome thing in this whole fucking— oh my god! No! What are you doing? Six, what are you doing? I was so fucking sad when I saw this, guys. The whole game I was thinking about this moment, and I hated Six. I hated her! Especially because the cone head was already holding a sausage for her. Why didn't you just eat the sausage? Anyway, there's also this woman wearing a mask who has telepathic powers, and she's using a broken mirror for some reason. And now Six is fighting the woman, and she defeated her by using a mirror, believe it or not, and this mirror is not broken. So, I wonder what that means. Once she's defeated, Six eats her. What the fuck is up with eating in this game? And now Six has her powers, and she uses it to kill every fat fuck, and she kills them just by looking at them. My theory is that Six got the woman's powers by eating her, and the reason why the mirror hurt the woman was because she was looking directly at herself, and her power kills anyone that looks at her. So basically she was harming herself by looking at herself through the mirror. Six finally escapes, and the outside is this. And this really fucking confused me. Okay, what the hell happened to the two huge fucking ships? Are they underground? Under the fucking water? What? Cause let's just talk about this, okay? If this is the outside, then where the hell were the ships earlier on when Six was outside? They have to have been underground, right? This game's story is as intriguing as it is mind-bending. And I heard that the DLC actually goes more into the lore. So, hey, maybe I might check that out. Decent story, but way too confusing in my opinion. Oh my goodness! The visuals of Little Nightmares are without a doubt the best thing about the whole fucking game. The graphics for this game knock every other indie horror game in the fucking trash, even competing against the mainstream horror video games coming out. The graphics look like a photorealistic setting where every area looks so real sometimes, like you're watching a live action movie or something. But it's what a game does with its graphics that truly make it great, because as much as I like Black Ops 3, I believe it doesn't use its graphics to its advantage. However, this game truly uses its graphics amazingly to its advantage. The game has a creepy and gloomy art style, kind of like a Tim Burton movie, like Corpse Bride or Nightmare Before Christmas. Even the enemies in this game have a Tim Burton look to them, like the fat cooks and the blind guy with the long arms. The models look so detailed in this game, so much that it makes you appreciate the people who made this fucking game. You can tell that they spent a stupid amount of time with these models. Then we have the environments, and it's incredible. The camera is a great tool for them to use as to show a massive scale in some places, like when we go outside of the mall. Look at that. It looks like a moving painting made by fucking Leonardo da Vinci. And the game has some dark stuff in there that I was not expecting. Like in the first 30 minutes of the game, you see a person's legs and below him a chair, and under the chair is a note. It doesn't take a genius to figure out that this is a suicide. But this truly caught me off guard. It was bone chilling. It gave you an ominous feeling. You didn't feel safe at all. And honestly, that goes for most of the game. Every area of this game gives you some kind of feeling, but none has ever made you feel safe or relaxed or even fucking decent at the least. For example, we got Resident Evil, where they have the save rooms with the relaxing yet ominous music, but no enemies to hurt you, so you feel like you could take a breather. But in this game, there is no area that's even slightly sheltered. And as a matter of fact, most areas barely even have any light. It's like you're in an old school mansion. Plus, there are areas that are pretty depressing, like this area where there's an empty cafeteria with only one kid who has a small piece of bread, and instead of eating it, he gives it to Six because she's starving. It's as sweet as it is somber. The visuals are fantastic, and for an indie game, it's without a doubt a 10 out of 10. Now I got Little Nightmares soundtrack. Woohoo! If you want an OST where if you hear it in the middle of the night, you're gonna shake your pants, well, look no further than Little Nightmares' OST. Have any of you ever heard a music box? Yeah, that's basically Little Nightmares' creepy ass music. Everything sounds so childlike and yet so eerie, so creepy, so sinister. It's crazy. I'm gonna show some pieces of music in this game that are actually really fucking creepy and I think are perfect for this game. However, there is one piece of music that I hate. One of my favorite pieces of music in any video game is always the menu music. Mostly because it gives you a kind of first impression on how the game's gonna be. But the menu music in this game is so fucking bad. It's like it's too loud and too quiet at the same time. I don't even know how else to explain it. There's this fucking woo sound that completely blocks the decent melody in the background. It ruined it. It absolutely ruined it. But fuck that, what about the sound design? Well, the sound design is actually pretty great. I like the sounds of the long arm dude trying to sniff your ass out. I like the floorboard creaking. It makes you think, stop making so much noise. Someone's gonna hear me! And I love the sound that the fat cook makes when he finds you, because as soon as you hear it, you run for dear life! Overall, the presentation was near perfection and the best part about the whole game. Oh god, guys, you're all gonna hate me for this. But I don't really like the gameplay of Little Nightmares. I know, but hear me out. The gameplay, in my opinion, is garbage. This game is way too fucking simple for its own good. It's so simple that it feels repetitive. Maybe it's supposed to be like that because you're supposed to feel like you're in a never-ending nightmare or something, but it does not make for compelling gameplay. The game is a 2.5D puzzle platformer, and have I mentioned that I despise 2.5D? I don't know, guys, 2.5D was always just so stupid to me. Either make a 2D game or a 3D one, man. I feel like I would have liked this game so much better if it was fully 3D. The problem with 2.5D in this game's case is the field of view. My depth perception in this fucking game is garbage. The amount of times I missed something because I thought I was in front of it was fucking stupid. The camera mostly works for the enemies because it never takes the time to focus on you. When an enemy is chasing you, the name of the game is good fucking luck. But it's not just the controls and the camera that truly piss me off. It's the structure of the game. Almost every single area is exactly the same, and it gets so repetitive. So repetitive that I already know what to do when I get to the next area. You just keep walking right, opening doors and shit. Occasionally they'll give you puzzles, but sometimes they're so stupid easy to figure out, like needing a chair to open a door. And holy shit do I hate moving things in this game. It feels so unresponsive. I don't know why. Same goes for grabbing shit. Sometimes it doesn't grab it. Why? But sometimes the puzzles get a little harder, like having to find a switch or a key And holy fuck, it's way too easy to find these things. The puzzles in this game are an absolute joke. Way too easy. Now, I'm not a puzzle man, fellas, but if you're gonna have puzzles in your game, make them feel rewarding to figure out. Resident Evil did this perfectly for me. Puzzles that took time to figure out, but it didn't hurt your fucking head because it wasn't too complicated. These hurt my head because they're too obvious. I feel like the game is trying to be accessible for everybody, and because of that, it feels like a chore to go through. The first chapter is a slog, a stupid fucking ass tutorial slog that leads to nothing. And the kitchen. Now this place is the definition of repetition. All you have to do is go through these fat fucking cooks, find a key and open that door, and then you flip a switch that takes you out of there. We literally did this shit in chapter 1. This is nothing new. And then it goes on for way too long. The pace is shit. But I will say this. The final chapter of this game, guys, is an honest to God masterpiece. When you get out of the mall and climb to the top, the game completely changes for me. The story got better, the visuals were at their peak, and the gameplay was fun. It was actually fucking fun. The platforming challenges are so fun and responsive, and the fuckers that are trying to get you are scary as shit. They just look so creepy, and they're always trying to grab at your ass, and you want to run from everything. And then we had the best gameplay part in the whole game, the chase sequence in the restaurant. Oh my god. Without a doubt, one of the scariest and most panic-inducing sequences in any horror game that I have ever played. And the game never really scared me before this at all, but holy shit, they scared the fuck out of me, guys. And the end where you jump was masterful. And then sneaking past the scary woman in the mirror and that bitch is gone. Oh, I was so paranoid, man. I kept thinking that one of these mannequins was gonna jump at me, but they never did. And finally, the game ends with an amazing boss fight. While this game was repetitive and boring and not scary for the first few hours, I think the final chapter brought this game up just a little bit. Just a little bit. It doesn't save the whole fucking package, but damn was this chapter fun. Every aspect of the game was peak level, in my opinion, in this final chapter. I liked it, I really did. If the whole game was like this, I would be singing a completely different tune. But the game was both easy and frustrating with a shitty camera, chapters that barely scared me, the same fucking thing happening over and over where you find a key and unlock a door or something of that nature. But yeah, the majority I did not enjoy very much, but the final chapter was pretty amazing. This game... This game is such a mixed fucking bag for me, man. I love the visuals. The story made me curious as it was so puzzling to figure out. I love that the story itself was a puzzle in a puzzle horror game. But the gameplay absolutely bogged down the whole adventure. It's insane just how ruined the game can be with a tedious and tiresome structure that they repeat over and over again. This game was only 3 hours long, so I won't give it that much shit. But damn, did it feel like 10 hours. And this game felt like a tech demo most of all. Not like a $40 video game. It was way too short with shit pacing and lacking gameplay. But again, the visuals are fantastic. Top-notch, 10 out of 10 masterpieces that set the tone amazingly. And the final chapter was so fun to play. It felt like a combination of everything I loved about this game mixed in one crazy, amazing chapter. And because of that, I gotta give this game a 7 out of 10.
Alright guys, so Little Nightmares was kind of a mixed bag, but who knows, maybe Little Nightmares 2 might be good, but that's not what we're going to be reviewing next time. Next review we're going to be doing is going to be Among the Sleep, about a 2-year-old baby. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.